Hello, this is Jose Miguel de Arciniega. He was a legislator, military explorer, and alcalde of San Antonio de Bar County. He was born on September 20th, 1973 in New Spain to Jorge and Josefina Arciniega. His father was a soldier from San Carlos de Presa, sent to reinforce San Antonio Bexar in 1803. In November 18, Arciniega received a tract of land in San Antonio along Alamo Street, and Arciniega married Maria Lozano, daughter of Jose and Teresa Riveras, on January 26, 1825, and they had about 8 children. And this is a portrait of the Alamo de Parras mounted lancers in 1818, and they were Arciniega's little team. And later, he was appointed land commissioner for Stephen F. Austin's colonies in November 1830. And in this position, he signed a 4-league grant for the town Bastrop, and with Samuel May Williams laid out the town in 1832. And as well, in August 1836, concerning a cholera epidemic in Barcelona, treatment of the Bexar residents, and the theft of cattle. In the cattle case, he was ordered to assist the cavalry sent by Russ to prevent the thefts and to protect anyone who had not opposed the Texans in the war. After 1836, his name appears only twice in the records. In 1840, he reported for tax purposes 20 town lots in San Antonio and 3 slaves. And sooner Arciniega did die on May 13th, 1849. And I am going to dive into now of when and how did Jose Arciniega own slaves. So on January 2nd, 1841, Jose Miguel de Arciniega sold 3 slaves, one being an infant, John Riddle, to John Riddle, then only to buy them again from him 2 months later, which would be March 17th. Jose Miguel de Arciniega was not just a slave owner. A lot of people did think he was just a slave owner, but he was a legislator, military explorer, and an alcalde of the Bexar County in San Antonio, being the second judge, captain of the militia, and a general inspector of arms. Later, Arciniega is known as a hero for helping and shaping the Texas we all love today, because even though he was a slave owner, he did own 3 slaves. So to dive more into that, January 2nd, 1841 was when Maria Exenova and Juan de Leon being the infant, were sold to John Riddle. And because Arciniega either couldn't afford them or he just didn't want slaves anymore. But then the weirdest thing happened. On March 17, the same year, 1841, just 2-3 months later, he buys them from John Riddle again for about $1,160.80, just for each of them, which would be Maria Sinova and Juan de Leon. For all 3, each of them were $1,000, about $1,000. And Arciniega was more looked upon as a legislator, captain of the militia. He did work for the courthouse. He was just more than just a slave owner. He did a lot for Texas and especially for San Antonio. He played a big role in how San Antonio is shaped today and the laws, and nobody recognized it for a while. And then, so towards the end, just to close this all about Jose Miguel de Arciniega, he was recognized by Governor Greg Abbott on February 26, 2015, because of his contributions to the state. Now there is a group named Jose Miguel de Arciniega Descendant Society, which is abbreviated to JMADS, and they are more of an organization on getting his name out there and still trying to do many things for him, because he did so much for us, and people just don't recognize it. Until 2015, Greg Abbott did recognize it. So they're an organization that just do things and in his name and their society into just diving into what he's been doing and what he has done. For example, one of the things the society has published a booklet for Jose Miguel in education, his descendants, and the public of his attributes and contributions by serving in multiple positions as a governmental, political, and military leader under New Spain, Mexico, Republic of Texas, and Texas, United States. The JMADS donated a bronze plaque to the Marriott Plaza Hotel, a composite of Jose Miguel Arciniega in his home, where it is there for public viewing. And the society has put Jose Miguel Arciniega's timeline by the way of an art exhibit. And all this for one guy, it just shows of how much he has contributed to us, that now we're trying to put his name out there and trying to do the things that he was able to do, all because his role, and not just as a slave owner, but as many more other things than just besides being a slave owner in Texas. And that is it for Jose Miguel de Arciniega. This video has showed that not everyone that was a slave owner did do bad things, but he did more. He did contribute to everything. And just having him and his statue and a plaque of him, just in remembrance of what he has done for us. Thank you.